Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face while you're sleeping. What makes something scary or terrifying? Sometimes it is just the sheer size or tails that surround an animal, and sometimes it's just the way certain creatures look. For some of us, big animals like sharks and lions can be scary. But we can all safely agree that we know someone who could get scared for his life by being around something as small as a cockroach or a spider. Today, we will be looking at some of the most notoriously terrifying prehistoric creatures that would have pretty much ended humanity had they been around today. Many more of the popular prehistoric beasts have gained popularity because there is something about them, be it the size of their teeth, that they're covered with spikes, or their sheer enormity that causes our primitive brains to have an animalistic sense of anxiety. Prehistoric animals were nothing like your regular animals. Almost all of them had this weird facial characteristic that made them look angry and scary all the time. Today's list might give you chills down your spine, but one thing we can all be glad about is that these animals are extinct and we won't be crossing paths with them in our lifetime. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified every time we make a new upload. Make sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe with notifications so you never miss a video. If you do subscribe and you've left a like, leave a comment saying I subscribed and I'll reply to all of you saying thank you. Number 10. Dunkleosteus. Dating back almost 380 million years to a period before the dinosaurs, when fish ruled the planet and land animals were yet to gain predatory excellence, reigned the king of the waters called Dunkleosteus. This huge fish could grow up to be around 10 meters or more, and could weigh more than 4 tons. This armored Devonian-era fish lacked teeth, but its jaw contained strong bone bulges that could be used to pierce and slash through its food. Such bones formed constantly, and when they did, the edges rubbed along those of the opposite jaw, behaving like self-shears. This fish was anything but picky with its food. It ate fish, sharks, and even its own kind. And it seems that Dunkleosteus suffered from indigestion as a result. Its fossils are often associated with regurgitated, semi-digested remains of fish. Imagine getting into the water of your favorite lake and finding one of these still lurking in the shadows. Glad we don't have to deal with this monster. Number 9. Smilodon. As the name might make it sound, this predator was anything but smiley. If you find big cats like lions and tigers scary and terrifying, have a look at the famous saber-toothed cat. The big prehistoric cat lived in North and South America and was around the size of modern lions and tigers, but with massive upper body strength that it used to wrestle its prey to the ground. We've seen these beasts in a number of movies, even in some where it was depicted to have been brought out of extinction to stand beside an evil villain. And how can we not talk about those fangs that could grow up to 1 foot in length? As long as this beast was able to catch its prey, there was zero chance of survival given that one bite to the neck or chest would result in an insta-kill thanks to the sheer size of the puncture wound caused by these massive teeth. Number 8. Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus is one of the most amazing and horrific beings on Earth all at the same time. It had an elongated skull just like a crocodile and a huge snout, conical teeth. Proof shows that it was semi-aquatic and that there was nowhere to hide from this devouring giant fish come dinosaur. Spinosaurus is probably the biggest of all recognized carnivorous dinosaurs, much greater than T-Rex and the Giganotosaurus. Although the precise scale is being debated, new reports and research indicate that Spinosaurus might have measured 41 to 59 feet in length and weighed more than 20 tons. It had elongated neural spines that stretched down its neck, forming a sail-like shape that made it appear much bigger and more intimidating. The neural spines, commonly referred to as its sails, actually had a very important function for its survival. During the day, the sail would have absorbed sunlight and helped perk up the dinosaur's metabolism, and at night, it would have radiated away excess heat. Talk about sophisticated heat management system that Elon Musk would be proud of. Number 7. Titanoboa. Scared of snakes? Also scared of big snakes? Did you watch the movie Anaconda and it gave you nightmares for weeks? Not because of JLo's acting, but the actual snakes? Well, here is the daddy of all snakes that ever lived, Titanoboa. Don't worry though, these slithering predators existed 60 million years ago and are no longer around. From fossils that have been recovered and studied, it was concluded that this huge prehistoric reptile grew up to roughly 14 meters in length and weighed in at more than 1.3 tons. Existing in South American swamps, the environmental conditions in the olden times were correct for these creatures to attain such massive figures in both size and weight. The main diet of this abomination of a snake consisted mostly of crocodiles and even hard-shelled turtles, but it was also found that this creature wasn't very shy of devouring a dinosaur every now and then. Number 6. Giganotosaurus. First discovered in 1995, it quickly became one of the most famous dinosaurs after studies revealed that it grew bigger than the previously famous T-Rex. Gigantosaurus was 43 feet long and larger than the size of Tyrannosaurus rex, but only by 3 feet. It had a 5.2-foot long skull with 64 8-inch long compressed and serrated teeth that were made for slicing through flesh, though they were not capable of crushing bone like the teeth of the Tyrannosaurus. And no, Gigantosaurus has nothing to do with the size of this creature. The name is a Greek word that translates to giant southern lizard. Evidence suggests the possibility that Gigantosaurus was a pack hunter and that they hunted large sauropods. This would make it the only theropod that actively hunted sauropods. Another interesting feature is that the lower jaw was broadened slightly, allowing it to also handle smaller prey. It's easy to imagine Gigantosaurus chomping down on the flesh of some goofy bipedal mammals if it ever had been given the chance. Number 5. Liopleurodon. Plesiosaurs were a group of marine reptiles that appeared and disappeared almost at the same time as the dinosaurs, so the popular confusion of the two groups is understandable. And if there was one plesiosaur you needed to watch out for, it was Liopleurodon. This carnivorous beast could weigh more than 3,500 pounds and reach lengths greater than 30 feet, with a nearly quarter of that being its massive skull, complete of course with enormous jaws and several rows of razor-sharp teeth. Liopleurodon's nose allowed it to smell underwater. It could smell prey from some distance away. Despite needing to breathe air, Liopleurodon spent its entire life at sea and was unable to leave the water. Consequently, it would have given birth to its young alive and may have visited shallow water to breed. Number 4. Megalodon. The word Megalodon literally means big tooth. And to no surprise, the shark that once terrorized the ocean fits the nickname, growing up to 60 to 70 feet in length and reaching upwards of 59 metric tons. It is believed that this species went extinct in prehistoric times around 23 million years ago. However, there are also enthusiasts who suspect that they still live and have evolved to a deeper ecosystem within the ocean. In 2017, researchers from the University of Columbia were searching satellite imagery from Google when they came across a giant shark wandering the Persian Gulf that ignited a discussion over what it might be. Given the size of the fish seen in the photo, it seemed to be around 70 feet, and it sparked a debate that the Megalodon still lives on. We're not so sure though. What do you think about this one? Let us know in the comments below. And before we get to our top 3 picks, if you liked the video so far, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and a thumbs up would be massively appreciated. Number 3. Giant Sea Scorpion. The giant sea scorpion, or scientifically known as Giganotosaurus, inhabited the planet between 460 to 255 million years ago, wreaking havoc protected in its exoskeleton. Scorpions today are scary enough, with the largest species growing up to be around 9 inches. Imagine coming across its prehistoric relative that grew up to be around 8 meters in size, with its claws as long as 18 inches with spikes. The size of its claws would have allowed it to capture armored fish, other early vertebrates, and arthropods, and even small sea scorpions. They were believed to be cannibalistic, eating members of their own species. Creepy. Talk about it being remorseless. It is also known that these creatures came out of the sea only to mate or even to shed its skin. Imagine today that we get out on the beach, forgetting that goody-good sunlight or for a swim, and find this beast's outer skin lying on the shore. Nobody would go to a beach ever again. We could have made this whole list just consisting of animals that are terrifying and have an exoskeleton, but let's save that for a later video. Number 2. Giant Dragonfly, Meganura. We've brought in this one just to creep you out. Dragonflies are fairly common in today's world, and you might have come across these peaceful creatures more than a couple times in your lifetime. However, their ancestors, the Meganura, was in no sense peaceful or even so polite to look at. With a wingspan of over 2.5 feet, it was one of the biggest insects on the planet, and were mostly found in North America and European regions as we call them today. Around 350 million years ago, these giants ruled the skies, sharing the environment with the likes of reptiles, giant amphibians, and other giant insects. Today's dragonfly can survive on a minimalistic diet and isn't too optimistic about its prey. But this prehistoric monster was carnivorous. Its diet included other insects, small amphibians, birds, fish, and other smaller animals, using its long, spine-covered legs to grab a hold of the prey. Imagine a world where a dragonfly can hunt and eat an eagle. Glad these monstrosities went extinct before we came into the world.
I saved the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. If you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it, it really works.
Number 1. Mega Crocs. We're all familiar with the T-Rex thanks to the Jurassic Park movies, and we all consider them as the biggest and toughest of dinosaurs that lived on our planet. But there's a catch. While everyone talked about the T-Rex, nobody talked about the mega crocodiles known as the Deinosuchus. Deinosuchus is a Greek word that literally means terrible crocodile. Yep, you heard that correctly. This terrible crocodile was notoriously busy fighting and killing the T-Rex and other giant and dangerous dinosaurs. Today, we have crocodiles 1/4 of the size of a Deinosuchus, and we're scared to be anywhere remotely close to them. Imagine this beast growing up to around 12 meters in length and 5.5 tons in weight. Recent fossil records show many T-Rex and other bigger carnivorous dinosaurs with teeth marks from this croc, suggesting that they were hunted down, killed, and devoured by these beasts. While it hunted the king of land animals, it did not stop hunting its prey in the waters as well, and is known to have a regular meal that included fishes, turtles, and other amphibians. Despite the fact that this species is now extinct and lived around 82 million years ago, their current relatives are no different and are still no less scary than their prehistoric relatives.